Okay, and start. Ok. Bonjour tout le monde. On va commencer par regarder une vidéo au sujet de l'argot. And in case anyone doesn't remember, last class we talked about l'argot, qui veut dire slang. On va commencer par regarder une vidéo d'une personne qui habite en Paris, mais elle devrait apprendre les mots de l'argot. OK. Just 1 second, let me put it back on the... There it is. Share sound. Okay. Can everyone see my screen? Okay. We're just going to listen to a little bit of it because it's like a long video. All right.
Today I'm going to teach you some French slang. So these are like common French slang words and phrases that people say all the time, and when you say them, everybody would understand you. Some people use them more or less than others. I have some friends who use quite a lot of those slang words, and when I first came here, I didn't understand like almost not even half of them, but as time went on, I got to understand them, and I think those are essential slang words that you need to know when you come here, especially to Paris, because you will hear them anywhere and like everywhere. So I don't know slang from anywhere else but Paris, but this is not only just Paris, but this is usually in all of France, because everything that is like here in Paris is usually like in all of France. People wouldn't definitely like understand you. All right, let's get into the first slang.
Laisse tomber.
If you're having a discussion, you're not coming to a common ground, you're just gonna say like laisse tomber. Laisse tomber is just like, just leave it, like let it go. That you will hear quite often.
Grave.
Grave has so many meanings. Grave can be something positive and it can be something negative. Grave in its sense means bad. Something is bad, like c'est grave is like it's bad. But if you say just the word grave, for example, your friend tells you something like you hear what just happened, or like this person is like this and that, and you just want to like confirm it, and you say like grave is like yeah, you're right. Or for example, like this girl is beautiful. Grave is like yeah, like really. It's just to put an emphasis. So that you hear also a lot, like grave. So as I said, it can be in a positive or negative way.
Mec.
This slang word you will surely hear like anywhere, and this is for guy, which means mec. So mec can be also used in a lot of sense. My boyfriend, for example, mon mec, is not that nice if you call your boyfriend like mon mec, but it's something that is very colloquial and like heard quite often. Ce mec, like that guy.
Mytho.
Mytho means like a myth. Someone told you something and you don't really believe what they're saying, so you would say like c'est un mytho. It's kind of like a liar or someone who tells like many lies, so you're not really believing what the person says, so you would say like c'est un mytho. It's like that person is the myth. That's the literal translation.
Kiffer.
Ok, on va arrêter là. Okay. So that was just an introduction into what we're going to be talking about today. Let's see. So she was talking obviously about French slang and different slang words that she had to learn to be able to communicate with like her friends, even just being in Paris. Her first language isn't French, but she lived there for a while and knew French and still had to learn like a lot of different colloquialisms to be able to communicate with people. So we are going to read a couple of articles that actually talk about like how slang came about and kind of how you can understand a little bit about how it's formed and how it's different in different places. Okay. OK, désolé. Premièrement, je vais envoyer le feuille de vocabulaire dans le chat. Donc, okay. So the first document is your vocabulary sheet. You can click on that and it should prompt you to make a copy. Donc, faire une copie et you can
Make it
have them.
shareable.
Oh, is it not? Oh, fudge. Okay, it's supposed to be. What did I? It worked earlier. Merci. Oh, now I know what I did. I did it from here before. Okay. Copy. Okay. Essayez ça. Does that one work? Okay. Merci. Merci, Mélanie. Okay. Okay. Ça, c'est le vocabulaire essentiel d'aujourd'hui. OK. Et maintenant, nous allons faire l'activité. Je vais vous mettre en deux groupes. Professor Mitchell, would you be able to help me put them into two groups? Just for context, I did this with my class and I had them in groups of 2 or 3, but since there are only 2 other like French speakers in the class, if it's okay, can I put Mélie in one and Mélanie in the other, and I'll come and check on you guys and we can work through the documents?
Do you care how everybody else is put in the rooms or not?
Not at all.
Okay.
Okay, merci. Okay, I'm going to share the other 2 documents. So before you go anywhere, make sure you can open them. When I did it in the class, I had basically I had one student, if it was groups of 2, one student would read one document, one student would read the other and answer the questions. But I'm just going to have each of you read one document, and then when we come back, we can share what we found that way.
Do you want us to translate so it's easier?
Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. Oh, sorry, I didn't share the second document yet. Oh no, everybody's gone. Okay. Okay, well, let me
Hola, I'm following you so that I can record the room you're in. So I will now send you to the room 1. There we go. Hola. You want to go to the other group? Is that a yeah? Thumbs up. You're muted. Okay. Okay, I will send you there.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I think that's everyone. All right, you all did a great job. C'est très bien fait. Both of the groups are having great conversations about how slang in other countries is made very similarly to how it is here, and they're having nice conversations about how it's formed and whatnot. And then Melanie asked a question to her group. Would you mind repeating your question, Melanie?
Well, I just asked the same question here. Quelles sont les deux fonctions de l'argot? Les deux fonctions de l'argot. So, what did we figure out?
Oh, well, yes, that too. We can
Hey,
answer.
if I ask
the question
questions, you better
article
give
too.
me
Yeah.
answers.
I mean, when you're asking your group if they still like stay in contact with their
That,
country of
okay.
origin, and like
Yeah, that's a good
how
question to
slang is
ask.
always changing.
Yes, because I've been removed from my background. I didn't keep in touch that much. So, do you keep in touch with the country you came from or you have tied with? Do you know who's the latest artist there that's famous and what's going on?
Not so much. I just thought it was interesting. Courtney brought up a point that there's a lot of, like she said, reggaeton. There's that kind of music here, and how it's kind of easy to relate to that and see like some Spanish culture and hear some Spanish artists and things like that. And I thought that was really interesting because it's honestly a great way to try and stay connected to what's going on in other countries, even if you're a language learner or a native speaker. And that's definitely kind of what this lesson is about, is being able to connect to other cultures and learn those other words, even if it's a little bit confusing at first. If you just look at it and take a little bit and try and understand what's going on, or like learn about how it's formed, it can really help you to kind of stay in touch with what's going on, or to try and like work your way through what's happening. So I thought that was a lot of fun. Let's see. All right, so both groups did a great job with their initial article. I meant to share a second article for one of you to do, but that's fine. We can kind of look over this one together. If I can share my screen. Did anyone have any questions about the first article that you were looking at, the L'argot d'aujourd'hui? Okay, cool. Okay, can everyone see my screen? Okay, merci. Okay. Voici l'autre article. Les trois questions, c'est est-ce que c'est facile d'apprendre ou de traduire l'argot? Pourquoi ou pourquoi pas? Numéro 2, est-ce qu'il y a toujours un mot équivalent d'argot quand on le traduit dans une autre langue? Et la troisième question, comment est-ce qu'on peut apprendre l'argot même s'il change souvent? Okay. So this second article basically is talking about the difficulty of translating slang and understanding it correctly. Okay, let's see. I'm going to read you a paragraph and then give you the gist of it, okay? Le premier paragraphe, c'est: cette mission peut parfois sembler impossible car le lexique de l'argot est vaste, méconnu et en constante évolution. De plus, il ne possède pas nécessairement d'équivalent d'une langue à l'autre et il est parfois issu d'une culture propre. Et lorsqu'un équivalent existe, on constate parfois que son registre n'est pas assez familiar ou les trop. Okay, so basically it's saying this mission seems a little bit impossible just because slang and language in general is kind of can be confusing and is constantly evolving, which is one of the things that we were talking about earlier. Additionally, it doesn't always have like exact translations or exact equivalents, or it might be about the the culture that it comes from. So an example that they give is la veuve is la guillotine, whereas in English, the hot seat means the electric chair, and it has to do specifically with where like the thing that slang word came from. Would someone else like to read the second paragraph for me? Tari, go ahead.
Les interprètes et les traducteurs judiciaires doivent constamment se familiariser avec le lexique argotique en regardant des séries, films policiers ou documentaires judiciaires, en lisant des polars, en écoutant des émissions de radio, etc. Pour rester avertis, ils doivent en faire un exercice régulier.
Très bien, oui, très bien. Est-ce que quelqu'un veut dire l'idée de ce paragraphe? Does someone want to tell me like the idea of what this paragraph is saying? Oh, Nelly, yes, please.
So translators and people who translate for like either on TV or books, they always have to keep up with slang by watching TV, like doing as much as they can, like radio, TV, reading books to keep up and make sure they are on page.
Très bien, merci. And that's also something that we were talking about earlier after you all finished with the first article, is how to stay in touch with that. So I love that y'all brought that up, and it's difficult, but it's definitely something where you have to try and interact with it frequently, and it's definitely worth it if you'd like to stay in touch with those things. Okay. Est-ce que quelqu'un veut lire le troisième paragraphe?
I can do it.
Mélanie? Merci.
Pour surmonter l'absence d'un équivalent, une petite acrobatie mentale peut se révéler utile. En effet, il faut parfois transférer la familiarité d'un terme dans la langue source sur un autre terme dans la langue cible. Il m'a dit d'aller chercher les valoches devient He told me to go grab the bags. L'interprète, qui n'a pas le luxe du temps comme le traducteur, doit parfois recourir à un procédé plus simple pour abaisser le registre lorsqu'il ne connaît pas l'équivalent ou que ce dernier ne lui vient pas à l'esprit.
Merci, très bien fait, Mélanie.
So now we could ask, what's the difference between l'interprète and le traducteur?
I think let's see, I think like the interpreter is usually just kind of interpreting as it comes, right? And I think the translator is typically doing more of that research into like what's behind the words, if I remember correctly, because I know we've talked about it.
I think you're right. One has more time than the other.
Exactly, yeah. Interpreter is usually doing it like in the moment. Très bien, merci Mélanie. Let's see. Oh, and that's basically what that paragraph was talking about, is like kind of when you're trying to translate, how do you in the moment try and figure out how to translate between like literally what the word says and then what the word actually means, and how you kind of use like context clues to figure out how best to understand what they're saying. Ok, et on va répondre aux questions ensemble. Numéro 1, est-ce que c'est facile d'apprendre et de traduire l'argot? Pourquoi ou pourquoi pas? Est-ce que quelqu'un veut répondre en anglais ou en français? It's is it easy to learn and to translate slang? Why or why not? Oh, Tariq, please. Vas-y.
I'm going to try to say it in French. I haven't used French in like a year, so be gentle. Je pense que c'est difficile parce que l'argot s'utilise pour expresser les idées que n'existe pas dans la langue que j'utilise cada dia, every day. Does that make sense? So the slang is used to express ideas that we don't commonly have in our language sometimes.
Ça, c'est très bien. Merci, Tariq. Very well said. Thank you. OK. La deuxième question. Est-ce qu'il y a toujours un mot équivalent d'argot quand on le traduit dans une autre langue? And I think Tariq actually also answered this one with his answer. It says, is there always an exact like equivalent for a slang word when you translate it into another language? Like Tariq said, there isn't always, because sometimes it refers to, you know, something that isn't as common in the other language, or because it's based on something different that, you know, is specific to that culture. OK. Et la troisième question, comment est-ce qu'on peut apprendre l'argot même s'il change souvent? Donc, en anglais ou en français, how do you learn slang even though it changes so often? What's at least one way you can learn it? Oh, Courtney, vas-y. Merci. Oh, you're on mute, Courtney.
Sorry, so I hope I don't know if I maybe like, is this from the reading or just in general, this answer?
Either way is fine, honestly, because we talked about it. So go ahead.
So I think watching TV, and then I would imagine also listening to music, and then, you know, speaking with people maybe who you would speak slang with, or maybe if you don't speak slang, but you know people who do. Probably like younger generations, I would imagine, like teenagers, they probably can teach you.
That's very good, Courtney. Très bien fait. Merci.
Merci.
Très bien, tout le monde. Avant de partir, je veux que vous faites un exit ticket pour moi. Donc, je vais le partager dans le chat. I'm going to give you a link to the exit ticket. If you could all please fill it out for me. Let me make sure I get the right link. Should be this one. Okay, voici the exit ticket, and then that was all. So if you all want to click on the exit ticket for me and take a look at it, and
Don't see it.
basically
You share it with
oh, it's not in the chat. Did I? Oh no, I just shared it to the prophet. Merci, Mélanie. Ok, encore une fois. Ok. You see it now? Ok, très bien, merci. And then the last question isn't super relevant here, but the last question is suggested by my teacher that I was following. It's just asking how well your partner did sharing the information, since they're supposed to do, I forget what it's called, but where they're supposed to share information that the other doesn't know. And that way we can see how their groups are doing, and I can know for later if I need to change their groups or anything. But that was awesome. Thank you all so much for participating. Merci beaucoup. C'est très bien. Okay. Merci.